Hey everyone, welcome back to another writing video. My name's Alyssa and this is my channel, She Writes Books. So I was just watching Jenna Strady and she has a brand new Authortube Newbie Tag 2.0 and I figured I would just try and answer the questions. I didn't script anything out, so we will see how this goes. But also I want to mention that I only do like writing updates and monthly goals and writing vlogs here and there. I don't do a lot of like teaching wise because that's not really what I like to do, and I do a lot of journal with me videos. I just did one today and I'm doing this like an hour after I filmed and edited and uploaded that one. So question number 1, and I think there are 14 questions. So question number 1 is, what's your book's pitch? If you have multiple works, choose your favorite. So I am currently working on, I'm kind of calling it a noir, like a crime fiction works. It's kind of like I Am the Night and Big Little Lies, because I've been watching that last night and I realized that it's kind of in between those two stories. It's pretty much a family that lives together in this huge estate. No one else outside of their family, unless you're married to them, or, pretty much unless you're married to them, no one else lives in that estate. So it's family, or it's like immediate family, cousins, second cousins, third cousins, fourth cousins, two times removed, and blah blah blah. Like, it's a crazy place, and I picture it being really, really big and wide and dark. This is going to be quite an interesting story to write because it is told. I know of one perspective, or of 3 perspectives, and I'm kind of deciding on one moment. Okay, I'm back. So I'm kind of deciding on the point of view because I only know of one for sure, and I'm just still in the stages of trying to figure out how I want to tell the story. But it is in between I Am the Night, which is the Father Hodel story, and it was brilliantly done. Like, it's the same feeling as that mixed in with Big Little Lies, which I can't really explain what Big Little Lies is, but it has Reese Witherspoon as well as Shailene Woodley, and I love it so much. I watched like 4 episodes until 1 in the morning last night. Anyways, question number 2, if you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? Dark fantasy mixed with crime and a little bit of romance, but not too much. If that's what that question is going for, I don't know how else to describe myself in a book pitch. But it's a very interesting question. And question number 3, what do you usually write? I usually write dark fantasy, or high fantasy, fantasy in general, as well as dabbling into crime, because I have written one crime novel, or like mystery novel, which is absolutely terrible and no one will read. Well, I have had beta readers read it, but besides them, no one else will read this book until I rewrite it, and that's a part of a series. And then I write the paranormal, so it's fantasy, crime, and paranormal. And also what's helpful with the crime is my aunt is actually a cop, And so I've been asking her questions here and there about certain things, just so I have that reference for the future in the novel. And I'm actually handwriting it in my traveler's notebook so that I can carry it with me. It is this first insert here, and I'm still on chapter 1. I'm just trying to take my time with it because it's a lot going on in this story, and it's so broad, even though I'm restricting myself to this one setting. And that's something that I've been exploring this year as well in my writing, especially with my short story collection, which is paranormal. I've just been trying to see what I can do with one setting. So, like, a house. Just trying to see what I can do with different characters, different timelines, different everything, but the setting is the same. And that's the same thing that I'm doing with this novel. I'm not going to say anything else on that. Question number 4 is, what's something you'll never write? Romance. When she said this question, I was like, oh, romance. Completely. I write a little bit of romance inside of the paranormal, fantasy, and crime worlds, but it's not, like, focusing on those romances, and I try to do healthy romances as well. Although, in this story, that, like, my main story that I'm working on, it may be a tad different on the healthy romance part, but I do try to write good romances. If I do, there's not a lot of them, because it's not a genre that I like, and I can watch romance movies, but I will not write them. That's just a decision that I made a long time ago. And number 5 is, what's your goal for starting an Authortube channel? Well, I've kind of been on for a while, and I just kind of been trying to find what I like to film, and I found that doing journaling videos are more my favorite, and as well as doing all about my novel videos. At some point in the future, I will do one for my noir story, but at the moment, I just do all about my novel videos, sometimes reading a poem that I've written. I have written quite a few poems, and I'm planning on later in the month doing a couple videos on those, and writing updates, writing goals, sometimes writing vlogs, because like I said in the beginning, I don't want to teach writing. I just want to share my writing process so that I can have that in the future, and have that kind of chronicled writing journey. Question number 6 is, what made you want to start writing? And I'm going to have to turn my camera off in a sec, because I only have a certain amount of time left to record, to delete a couple things, and then I'll come back, but I'll answer this question. What made me want to start writing was my mom read the Harry Potter series to me when I was younger, like before I was 5 years old. I knew the Harry Potter world, not that I can remember it completely. Of course, now that I have read them for myself since I was 9, I just remember after reading that book, I was walking around here, because we had a different couch, but I was walking around here, smiling, holding the book, going, I want to write and tell stories like J.K. Rowling, and that's kind of always been my goal, is just to write and tell stories, and I don't really care about anything else, just writing and telling stories and sharing those stories to anyone that I can who will be willing enough to read them. I don't care about the extra stuff, and I honestly do not care about, like, getting famous or my name known or the money. I just want to tell a good story. Which goes into question number 7, and I only have a couple minutes for this one. What's your publishing path? Self-published, traditional published, hybrid? Haven't decided yet, or just write for fun? At the moment, I'm just kind of writing for fun. I do have a short story that is published, and I think it's still free on Amazon Kindle right now, because I did that kind of paid, or that kind of promotion thing. So I think it's still free on Kindle, and I also have the first version of my short story paranormal collection. It's called She's Here in the Cinnamon Blood House. That is on Amazon Kindle as well, and I'm going to try and get that one for free. I'll do that today, actually. So, question number 8 is, what content do you bring to the Authortube table? Just my writing process and my stories. That's pretty much it, and I'm going to save the rest of the questions for a couple minutes.